If he goes back with the new employees, which are 42 employees, he's able to take this contract. So before I take that contract, I would have gone back to the drawing board, sat down with everyone, and said, how many employees and everything? Now we need 42, get the SOPs, KPIs, reverse engineer that, and let's get that contract. Now we're moving forward. Yes or no? Now do we have a way of keeping sales, people on sales and operations? Yes or no? Now, let me ask you this. If he goes from, he gets that $14 million, and he said that $8 million he's supposed to do in 12 months. What did I say before? How do you have important meetings? What about if that $8 million he was able to obtain that in 6 months? What would you do? Huh? So, you get back in the drawing board and you do the same calculation every single quarter to meet the same metrics. If you do that, you know that you'll be able to fulfill and continue to add more sales over and over and over and over and over again. Because, imagine, at that $14 million in 6 months, when he takes his company to 24 and he did not add more people and his utilization increases, what happens to his company? Make sense? So, when Wolf tells me over here, well, that's your company, so we're going to do blah, 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 we'll give you $20 million, what do I say? Wait, brother. Reason why, because I would love to get that investment, bro. Let's go, let's make this, let's shake it, and break it, and all that kind of stuff. Before I do that, I need to do this calculation before I accept anything, because I need people to produce so I can give that back to you. Does that make sense? Now, do we have a scalable system and metrics to do this? Does it make sense? Boom, don't teach this shit. We have to go through a lot of work to do this. Now, current PPE, net profit is 20%. $6 million multiplied 20%, he's at $1.2 million he's going to make. So per employee, he's netting about $40,000, which is industry standard. Projected PPE after expansion, revenue goes to $14 million, he adds more employees, profit margin stays at 20%. Look at the bottom number, look at that purple number. He actually makes more money by adding more people because he redid his, he reverse engineered his business. Does that make sense? So why don't you use this calculation? Very important, very, very important. Yes? Yeah, I'll go back. Where's my team at? Guys, do me a favor. Take a screenshot of this section of all the calculations and throw it in the expert events app, throw it in the documentation so they can have it. I'm telling you, this is very important stuff. And this is how I'm able to take one. When I tell people in 120 days we did 20 million in a brand new company, brand new startup, they're always like, what the fuck, how? This is how. We reverse engineer everything. You know, it's the same thing with, I spoke about Dr. Bosie. She has something she does in genomics testing. Okay? What she does is phenomenal. What she does is basically, she does the genomic testing like Gary Brecker does. He only looks about a certain amount of 78, 80 tests or something like that. She looks at over 900 tests in that thing, and then she looks at the whole thing, just like as a business, again, like Gary Brecker says, reverse engineers that. Same principle. Before you start a business, if you start reverse engineering it, you have something to look forward to. Does that make sense? Now the risks. Cash flow. He must fund the new hires before the contract revenue comes in. That's true. So if you hire 28 new employees, you have to have enough cash flow. This is the reason why in the previous slide before, when I said the foundation for 1 to 3 million, you need to start taking 10% of that revenue every month and putting it into a different account every single time, because then you would have enough cash flow to fund the new hirees. Culture stress, nearly doubling the team size and under risk, quality and delegation. That's the reason why when you get to a phase of 1 to 3, mission, vision, values, and goals is very important. And then on this slide, when you have that influx of employees, trying to control that's hard, that's where leadership team comes into play. Does that make sense? We've had that in our company too. You're going to hire a lot of people in 3 to 8 million. You're going to have to let go a lot of people in 3 to 8 million. Earlier, a person asked me, I think it was at lunch, he asked me, he goes, how do you your team? You know, like how does the age and all that kind of stuff, like, you know, willing to make this this much money, this is how much offer. When you're that detailed, you will get the right candidates. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, if hires lag behind, onboarding new client service levels could take. This is a self-assessment worksheet. Hire one at a time, guys. Good? All right, cool. So take a screenshot of this. You should be measuring this on a weekly basis and give yourself a score, because this is a scorecard. And I'll throw this in the app as well too. Leadership. This is, yes. You off. A little slight music in the back. I'm thinking for the doctor's hospital. Good? All over. Now I feel like the Disneyland. All right. Now, another phase in life we're going to go through is the next threshold, 3 to 15 million. Could you lower it a little bit? Thank you. All right, leadership. Leadership. Not everybody can do this. It's very hard. Very freaking hard. 3 to 15 is when you start kind of like stepping away from your company. That's what I did. And then you start trusting other people to do the work for you and running your organization like it's our own baby. From entrepreneur to hustle to professional management, you can't out-hustle the complexity and build leaders. Bro, music's too loud. Can you dim it a little bit? Or just turn it off? Forget it. Yeah, it's difficult using that lens. Can't find executive. Bro, just turn off the music. Thank you, sir. Can you focus? Who here has a revenue stream of 8 to 15 million? Really? How many years do you get? Amy?
About 100.
100 employees. And are you making every single decision in your company or no?
Pretty much.
Why?
Well, I mean, I have my partner, and I do have a CFO, and I do have an operations manager.
Yes, so that's your leadership team.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Anybody else at 8 to 15? You just exited, bro. You're way below. Anybody else? Oh my God.
Right here. Hello. I have a fractional CFO. Sorry.
You're the CFO?
No, I have a fractional CFO.
Okay, you're the CFO.
We just brought in a controller.
You bought a what again? I'm sorry, I can't hear
I
you.
just brought in a fractional CEO and a fractional CFO.
CEO and a CFO.
Yes,
So you're doing more than this revenue.
more.
What's your top of revenue?
We're doing over 50.
I was about to say, it sounds like, yeah. Usually that's the role when you step out. My question to you is, how has your transition been from you getting out of that CEO, this is my baby role, trying to give it to somebody else to run the company?
It's given me a lot more free time, that's for sure. I mean, but it was my baby, and it was hard to give up at first, but eventually I needed to, because I was more of a visionary. I'm not a CEO.
Yeah. Trying to have I'm still the CEO of all of our companies. That's my biggest problem is too, again, like I said at lunch, when I'm in control, everything gets done properly. So for me, the way I think, the way I'm envisioning, trying to find a CEO is extremely freaking hard. And I know when you get to that revenue, when you're about 50 million and above, your whole entire leadership team changes, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, every single penny, nickel, dime counts at that because you have more risks to put onto the table than any other revenue stream.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think one other comment I'd like to make. I think there's a big difference between an entrepreneur and a CEO, and I'm definitely not a CEO. And I think that's the first thing that needs to be recognized when you're growing a business to that level. That an entrepreneur is not a CEO.
I can see your point to an extent. So, In this phase in our company, I remember we had to change a lot of different things. This is where you have a very tight circle. Everybody wants to talk to you in the company. Everybody wants to have your opinion. They want to lick your ass, all that kind of stuff just to get the next promotion. This is where you're going to hire your first internal legal advisor. You're going to have legal, or you have a legal team or a retainer. You have your internal marketing team, you have your internal HR team. Because you'll be going through employees, especially on the bottom level, left and right, in and out, left and right, in and out. Then from there, your decision-making processes are going to matter between your COO, you're still going to be the CEO, or at least in my case I was, and then your leadership team as well too. You have a much bigger leadership team. So before that, in my company, before the revenue stream until this revenue stream, I only have 1 leader per department. Now, this time I had about 2 leaders per department, and they were reporting me in a different way. Does that make sense? So it's a very, very different thing. And then from here is where you kind of transition into, I wish I had that thing. You start creating culture books about the company. So in our thing, like I showed you guys yesterday, the Amrinder Kamboj, what is it? Kamboj Ventures Success Playbook, the thing that had like 50, 60 pages in there, right? When I give it to everyone, you want to start creating that right now. Then this is where your company culture puts into place. This is where, it's like you're having meetings like this and you have about 100 to 200 employees. Does that make sense? And then from here, you're more of a visionary when it comes to things. You're leading your team in a different direction. You're not making all the decisions. You're tracking things differently too. Again, every single nickel, dime, and penny is different. And then so your execution hiring framework changes too. You hire based on proven operators, not promoted doers. Does that make sense? So from here is when you start hiring from your competitors' companies that they leave and they want to join your company. Or you start hiring based off of somebody did this, they helped this company exit and they want to come because your mission is so strong. Again, it goes back to your mission. It goes back to your mission. Like the leadership guy in this room that I know is a phenomenal leadership is the guy Max right there. He's the king of leadership. I know it. That's all he talks about. Leadership, 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 leadership. Then you have a leadership scoreboard. Now this is basically with the financial and your KPIs for your leadership team changes. And then what I started doing was I give a CEO leadership score. So I wanted everybody else to score of how am I doing as far as driving the company. I want to know the feedback from top to bottom. Is everybody still driving the same way? Am I still being the CEO? Am I still making sure everybody's good to go? Does that make sense? Strategic planning rhythms, annual quarterly strategies, like I talked before. You have quarterly meetings. It's very simple. Just take a pen and paper and start having quarterly meetings. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. Amazon has their thing where Q4 they hire the most, Q1 they let everybody go. That's their Q, right? Their leadership teams, that's their strategic planning rhythm. With us, right now, since a lot of tech sales people, they're letting people go, I'm telling my guys, hire the top guys. So our vetting process and our hiring process is this. You come into a room between 50 to 100 people in a room setting like this. I'm teaching like how I'm on stage right now about business. First day is, can you guys see this or no? Let me move this. Oh, okay, perfect. So, day 1, we talk about mindset. That's it. We talk about mindset. You can't work for my company. You can't do anything until your mindset's not fixed, correct? So, you talk about mindset. Day 2, you go back in the room. We talk about finance, how money works, how taxes work. That's it. And credit. Then, day 3, and here in the mindset, I forgot to say, I talk about my most favorite thing, 5-year goal. What's everybody's 5-year goal? And I showed everyone how to reverse engineer this. Then, mindset, fire goal, financial, taxes, credit. Then, by the time it gets to day 3, if we had 100 people, we're only these people are the guys that are serious who are going to go to the next phase. Everybody following along?
Yes.
Okay. Now on day 3, this right here, you pay $100 to get in. Because I only want serious people. Everybody wants to make money with us. Everybody wants to work with us. But I only want to committed people. So if you can't pay $100 to get in, how are you going to work with me? So I fixed their mindset, their deals are done, financials are done, taxes are done, credit's done. At least I gave them the value. Then, as these days are going down, my people, my guys are vetting and watching people or who's really entrusted. So when you're left with 20 people, from there, they're watching who's left on the next day. It's the 5-day process that we do. Make sense? They got that? Day 3, we talk more about the company. Company values, what we're doing, yada yada, where we're going. Day 4, by the time it's day 4, only 10 people are left. Then it's the onboarding phase. We talk about your personal, professional, financial goals, right? 10 people, it's easy to interview, no? Then from there, by day 5 comes into play, boom. This is where the onboarding hiring process comes, but why? Because out of 100 people, by the time it gets to here, only serious people are gonna stay. It's a vetting process. Make sense? Any questions? Yes? What do you mean?
Thank you. So in day 1, you said there's a vetting process and you have people looking around. What exactly does that look like specifically?
It looks like for the past 2 days, you have grabbed the mic multiple times versus everybody else. So these guys are scoring you. Whatever your name is, grab the mic, yada yada, out of these many people. That's the vetting process. There's about 600 people here. There's only about 5 or 6 people here grab the mic. That's my vetting process. That shows me commitment. Then whoever stays by here is another commitment. Because what happens is when we're creating the 5-year plan and we're sharing our mission values, what I'm doing, all that kind of stuff, one of the serious people are going to stay, and then they get embedded into our mission of where our company's growing, where our company's going, how far are we going. And from there, I'm showing my 20-year, 10-year, 30, my 20, 10, 15, and 5-year plan of where we're trying to go, how many companies we're trying to acquire, and how many lives we're trying to impact. Does that make sense? And only those people are going to help with us. Anybody else? What's up? Yes?
How do you get the 100 people there?
Marketing.
With things like Indeed, or how are you marketing to get the right candidates? Or
You run ads. Facebook ads.
Team engine.
Huh? Leads, yeah. Leads, just like how you got in here, you heard about that, same shit. And then, if there's somebody that's in your company that's working, right? Like for example, Miguel's working. He has 10 or 20 other people that are like, dude, we love how you guys are operating, how far you're going and stuff like that. How can I join the company? Well, we're having an event at this month and all that kind of stuff, X, Y, Z, right? But the system that we have created, the way we're doing things with the workbooks and all that kind of jazz, I can have Miguel, all these guys go to different cities doing this shit all the time. I don't have to be there. That's the beauty of it. Yes?
How do you usually reverse their 5-year goal? Reverse engineer it?
Okay, let me ask you this question. Do you have a 5-year plan?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see my company being worth $1 billion.
Hold on one second. So, let me ask you this. Personally, where do you see yourself personally?
Personally, as far as like take home pay,
Personally, where do you see yourself personally? Like, not pay, we're not talking about pay. Personally, what are your personal goals that you want to achieve when you're in, it's 2030, what's your personal goals?
sure. I would say owning a lot of real estate,
That's financial.
having a lot of, I guess, hobbies, things that I enjoy to do, maybe like more exclusive hobbies and finding help others. And just,
Okay, let me make it a little bit easier for you.
You
You have a lady?
money for your one?
not
Okay, what's your ideal lady that you want to get married to, if you want to get married?
traditional, follows God.
Traditional, follows God, what else?
She loves family. She's fitness, health, mindset.
Okay, how old is she?
23, 27, somewhere in that range.
If she's 23 now or over 2030?
I guess like, and by then probably like 27, 30.
Okay, 27 to 30 is your age range, okay. Skin tone.
Just, I mean, I guess like she has a tan maybe, something like that.
What color is her hair?
Blonde.
There you go. You see how detailed I'm being. What kind of house do you have with her?
Wraparound porch, maybe a beach home.
Not maybe.
No.
It's the home. Don't
Okay.
say maybe. We're creating the plan. We're trying to make
Okay.
visualization.
I've seen multiple homes. We have a beach home. We have one that's a little bit more
How big is it?
large. We have
Large.
Yes.
What's large?
I don't know, a few thousand square feet.
What's 2,000 square feet?
Let's say 2 stories. It's got a big dining room. The living room has space for just large groups and events and things like
Okay.
that.
How many cars?
3 cars.
3 cars? What kind of cars?
Maybe no, not maybe. I'll say a truck.
What kind of truck? What color is the truck? You see what I'm doing here, right? Okay. Be very intentional of your 5-year plan. Then, let me ask you this, bro. What's your name again?
Perfect.
Talent. Yeah, I remember. Professionally, where do you want to go?
Professionally, I want to provide value for millions of people.
Millions of people. How many millions? You can't say the world. We gotta have a number. You can't hit a world target. What's the world target?
Yeah. About 100 million active users for our apps every day.
100 million active users. Active users. Perfect. Easy. You see how quick that and easy that was? Financially, where do you want to be financially? This is where your real estate comes into play. Then I want to ask you, real estate wise, how many units? Commercial or not? Boom, boom. How many states? Boom, boom. Right? So, let's do this. Very simple process. 100 million. Divide that by 5. Somebody pull up the calculator. Can they tell me to divide that by 5?
20.
20? Okay. Divide that by 12.
It's like 1.5-ish.
Let's get the exact number.
1.66.
1.66 million. That's per month. Divide that by 4.
About 4.
Per week. Huh?
4.
Yada yada. You guys get the point I'm trying to say. Right? Now you have a target, whatever the per goal target is, you have a goal for per day, per week, per month, per quarter to get to your goal. Does that make sense? That's how you reverse engineer that. But when I ask 5 years where they're not even trying to go, how are you supposed to go anywhere if you don't even know where you're going? You ask me about 5-year plan. Okay, 5-year plan 2030. My plan is to become the president of the United States. First time I ever said that on camera. Okay, president of the United States. We will be acquired 32 new companies. We will be in 6 new states. We'll have a massive private jet empire. I already know exactly how many jets we need. We'll be in the commercial space of aviation as well too. I know exactly how the planes look. You see what I'm saying? And we would have 2030. I will guarantee you, we will help 500,000 families in health when it comes to autism, dementia, and all that kind of jazz. I already know that. Yeah. Now, I know what direction I'm going. Then when it comes to coaching, it's different. Then when it comes to consulting, it's different. I know potentially where I'm going. Now I can plant the seeds where I need to be. Now, if I'm saying politically, this is the direction I want to go, what do you think my next conference is going to be about? Where do you think I'm going to put my footsteps? RFK is supposed to be on the stage, but he couldn't come here. You guys know that, right? RFK, the mayor of Miami, and we had a couple other political leaders that were supposed to come here. I had Vanderbilts and Rockefellers, they're supposed to come here too because they're part of the United Nations, but they couldn't make it because they had some other stuff that needed to get done. You see what I'm trying to say? I'm being intentional about my 5-year plan. But if my plan is not to become the president of the United States or be in the political game, then there's no point. Make sense? Now, a lot of people ask me, why'd you get into the aviation space? It's not just about me getting a jet. It was about me getting a jet. Then it came to the point where, hey, I call Amy. Okay, it's a $6 million jet. Of course I can buy cash on or stuff, not a problem. But, what's my biggest mantra? Why would I buy a jet off my own pocket if the banks are willing to fund me? Correct? Makes sense. It's stupid if you buy that shit by yourself. Then I call her up. Hey, Amy, trying to get a jet, it's $6 million. This is what I did. Going back to reverse engineering. $6 million. Then I put a date. My birthday, March 9th. I had about 4 months. Okay? This is what we're gonna do, blah, 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 this is yada, yada. Then, I call Amy, she goes, we can get you, she says, how much do you need? Let's just get like 10 million, I'll dump some. I'm gonna get 10 million, she says, okay, but you only need 6 out of it. I know, I have $4 million to dump into something to feed my jet. Does that make sense? Now it's a passive thing. Then, it came to that, then I bumped it to 32 million, let's get a few more jets. Now I'm getting a little green. Then it went to 64 million, let's get some more jets. Then it went to, give me $200 million. Now we have a corporate bond of $200 million. Then, this is the plan. $200 million bond. Any jet that I get is roughly about $6 million. I have my personal investors right here. I showed them the plan. They have $200 million to buy a jet. Our investors resell the shares to them so they get tax advantages. Right? We have the jet, they were just recycling the money. With this calculation, I'm only able to get 33 jets. With this calculation, we're going to take over the aviation space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everyone's winning. My investors are winning. We're getting jets. Our aviation company's winning. The loans we take care of too. Does that make sense? And this loan right here is a very affordable loan. It's like $96,000 a year. Sorry, a month. Cheap for $200,000. Let's go. Right? So, that's the plan for our aviation space. Then, I personally don't care about connections. If you want to be super wealthy, it's not about the money. It's about the relationships you make with it. That is freaking it. Right? So, my investors are taken care of. They'll be making about 100 to 200K per month on average, per jet. And they get the tax advantage too. Our companies are growing, and I get to shake hands with a lot of wealthy people. You see how I'm playing the game? That's my 5-year plan. Then, I remember one day, actually I'm not going to show this one. This is my commercial plan. Somebody's going to see it. Any questions? Any questions? No? Let's go to the next slide. Yada, yada, yada. All right. Let's do another case study. Renee's commercial cleaning company business generates $10 million per year with contracts in multiple cities and 250 employees. She has a COO, CFO, and other executives, but all big decisions still come to her. She's the bottleneck for hiring, spending approvals, and clients' problem solving. Middle management turnover is climbing, and her executive team hesitates to act without her. How should Renee free herself from being the operational choke point? Those are the options. Let's get some music, and I only have 3 more minutes until the next speaker comes over, so let's get the chair and everything, guys. All right, guys. Let's get into it. All right, guys. Ready? I don't have too much time, guys. Let's go. Ready? All right, unfortunately, I don't have enough time to go through this case study. I wanted to hear it, but because I'm on a time crunch, because our next guest speaker, who, when he gets on stage, let's just put it, he puts bars. And he's literally the go when it comes to leadership, strategies, growth. When I got on the Zoom call with him, he literally just vibes so well. And to the point where, you know a guy, he's doing really well when he has a bigger island than Richard Branson. You know what I'm saying? My guy literally said, I have a bigger island than Richard Branson. His shit looks like a piece of shit. You know, 33 acres versus 100 acres. This guy's a guy who owns, I think, his net worth is over $500 million. You know, he started as an insurance, he was with an insurance company, he started his own venture from there. Now he owns over 125 companies around the world, and he's a crazy speaker. Guys, play the video, please. Tech team. There we go. You hear me? No.
Yeah, we can hear you. No, we can hear him.
Awesome.
Video, like, amazing.
Man.
No, the other one was working.
There we go. We're back.
Earpiece too? There you go. It's running down my back. All right, let's do this. We're off to an auspicious beginning.
Oh, we're gonna have to change it. It's all right.
We're just bearing on the shoulder. How y'all doing?
So just 6 months ago, we had a health issue.
Oh, wow, you're going right there. Okay.
Straight shot, health issue, and unfortunately, Ed Myllet, he had can I share a story? Or not? So he had a heart attack, and now look at him, sharp as a needle.
I don't recommend doing that. Don't do that. Don't have a heart attack. Yeah, it actually happened backstage at an event, and then I went and spoke after it happened, and then I went to the hospital.
So you spoke, so you had the heart attack before the event or after the event?
When I was backstage.
And then you still perform?
Yeah, I knew something had happened, but I didn't know to the extent. Like, I knew something had happened in my chest, for sure. And anyway, yeah, so I kind of knew, because I've had another one when I was much younger. And, well, I wasn't going to get out to the world, honestly. It's the first time I've ever been said it public. But anyway, yeah, so I went out and spoke, and then, when I was up on stage, I kind of knew. If you ever seen me speak before, there's a certain intensity level or whatever when I talk, and it was waning towards the end. And so right when I got on stage, they said, "You take your right to the hospital." Jesus. Yeah. And I'm fine.
Well, you look great, bro.
Okay.
Okay. So you're part of 100 something companies, or you own 100 something companies?
No, I don't own 100 companies now. I've probably been involved in over 100, but probably have about 20 in my portfolio right now, maybe 21 or 22.
And are you an active CEO?
I'm active in 3 of them. I mean, where I'm the actual performing CEO. The rest of them I'm involved with, on a weekly basis, but definitely not a daily basis.
So on that one, you're an advisor, I'm assuming?
I'm advising, I'm on the board, or I put somebody in place that I trust to run it. And in some of these businesses, I'm just a completely passive investor.
So what kind of business are you usually looking for now? Is it more tech-based, service-based, product-based?
It's a good question. Probably, it's changed the last 3 or 4 years. I really want to be involved in businesses that I think actually change people's lives, that aren't just profitable. So if it doesn't make an impact in someone's life, it's probably not my jam right now. The other thing I've learned is I'm no longer investing in businesses I can't explain to you. Because as an investor or even a day-to-day operator of a business, I've not been successful in all. And the ones that I've been successful in, I did not have enough background for me in those businesses or preparation level to make good decisions. I don't think you have to have a background. Like, I don't think to own a chain of, dental practices, you have to be a dentist. But you have to know how to scale a business of some type. But some of the businesses I got into were so industry and niche specific that I didn't belong in those businesses. And so if it doesn't make a difference for mankind or human beings or families, I don't want to do it. And if I don't really have some level of expertise at this stage of my life, I'm probably not going to be in. Having said that, just because I know what you all are doing here, the first business that I got into was a financial services business. I probably made $300 million in that business, probably somewhere around there, and I had no background in it whatsoever. And most of the things that would make you successful in a business, I didn't have either in the very beginning. So I don't think that's a prerequisite at a certain stage. Just at this stage of my life, I'm 55, had a couple of health issues. Just got to make a difference in the world, and I got to be pretty good at it for me to do it.
Awesome. So to me, you're like the goat of leadership.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk about a little
I
about
don't agree
leadership.
with that, but I'll take it. Thank you.
No, seriously, you've written so many books and all that kind of stuff, but in leadership, I feel like you really are. And when it comes to CEO transitioning from, being the CEO and hiring the right leadership team, I feel like is the most important thing. Which is going to make or break into your business, right? How do you find the right leaders to run your organization?
A lot of the businesses that I've done that in, I grew them within in the beginning. I'm a really big believer in upward mobility, so I really love people that have been in every aspect of a business. So even my son right now, my son plays professional golf, but one of the other things he wants to do is own his own manufacturing company, like go compete against Titles or PXGs, golf companies. And he said, "So what should I do?" I said, "I think you need to go learn how to make golf clubs." So he literally went to work in the back room building golf clubs, literally doing that. And then I said, "Mark, you will become a club fitter." He's like, "You want me on driving ranges? Dad, I got to follow his degree." I go, "Yeah, I want you fitting people for golf clubs. I want you to learn how to make them with the guys that are the blue collar workers." And so I want him to learn every aspect of the business, and I'm going to groom him into leadership. So that's how I've done in a lot of my businesses. If I'm going to train. Now, having said that, a lot of businesses the type of CEO required at one stage is not the one required to get it to the next level. And so what I try to do is find people that are culture fits, values fits, and then to be honest with you, I believe in shortcuts. The great Chinese proverb says, if you want to know the road ahead, ask those coming back. And so what I try to do is I try to find people. I just gave advice to a very good friend of mine, I won't say who, that has a big supplement company. And he's doing other parts of his business right now. I said, bro, just go hire the number 3 person at 90. Just shortcut. Just go find their number 2 or 3 or 4 person who's frustrated that they haven't been elevated at the top. They've got the experience, the connections, the relationship, the Rolodex, the database, the knowledge, the vendor relationships. They've got all those things. Go scoop them from another company, make sure they're a value and culture fit, and then put them in place. I don't want to hire someone either A, that it's their first rodeo, or B, they have to have been grown within my company.
You know, I totally agree, because you always want to hire somebody who brings in so much more value than the CEO themselves, right?
You know the mistake I made young? By the way, I like that we're doing this today, because this is not conversations that I normally get to have. She's like, go motivate.
Yeah.
Just go do that. But one of the mistakes I made, this is a huge thing, by the way. It took me like 30 years before I figured out this blind spot of mine. I hired people just like me. So like, I'm just going to tell you, like most of the people I hired, former athletes or military, high testosterone level, fit, jacked, you know, all these, not that I'm that, but you know, what I mean by that is like, they're kind of like little walking robots of me.
Yeah.
And because we like people like us. And I never really got people that weren't really intense or couldn't make decisions quickly. And I'm like, what, are they stupid? Are they lazy? Do they not want it? Like, you don't get it. Like, you know, and that was just me being a young, stupid guy. Yet, as it's gotten older, like, with all the businesses, the top 5 businesses I have right now, frankly, didn't do it because of this. They're just the best people. All of them run by women. They're all women CEOs. By the way, this is not for the record, and I don't say that because, like, ooh, they just literally were the best person. If they were a dude, I would have hired the dude. I wasn't like going, I need a woman in this position. I just need the best possible person. And the best possible person in all of those businesses has to do with women. And to be honest with you, that probably 30 years ago, and one of them is this, her name's Trevi. I'll just describe Trevi to you. By the way, we become such dear friends, I married her and her husband. But Trevi's much younger than me. She's African-American woman. She's very calm. Nothing rattles her. When you ask her a question, she's sort of slow to respond. You know, someone like that, like, hey, quicker, let's go. But what she's actually doing is thinking about her answers, thinking through things strategically, being intelligent. And for me, when I was younger, I would think, oh, that's the trait of someone that doesn't make decisions quickly enough. They're not intense enough. Yet, the greatest thing about her is, over the years, every time there's been like a chaos or like a major emergency, she never freaks out. Her heart rate never gets high. She's calm under pressure. In my book, The Power of One More, I wrote an entire chapter, and the public doesn't know, but it was dedicated to Trevi. It's called equanimity. And what equanimity means is having peace and calmness under duress. I learned this from Trevi. I didn't have that in my own house. I didn't have it with the other executives that I had. So if you ask me the mistake I made, young, I just hired people just like me. I don't need another me. True. I need someone who brings things to the table that I don't have. And it took me like 30 years to figure that out, but I've definitely figured it out now.
Now, after running all these companies and being massively successful, to have an island, which is bigger than Richard Branson, right?
Oh, yeah.
What are some of the tactical, let's talk about financial stuff. In a company, what are some of the 3 to 5 metrics that every entrepreneur should track besides sales and profitability?
Well, the most important number, like I'm trying to get revenue to grow, because I can figure out how to make that profit. I don't know how to grow a company where top line revenue isn't growing, or sales and marketing isn't growing, right? So to me, that's the number 1 metric in all the businesses that I have, because I can figure it out from there. I think if you're going to be great in business, maybe the most important person you have, this sounds terrible, but is like your controller or your accountant. So, like this area, my daughter and I had lunch today, and I don't mean this, like, she's probably gonna move here. She's an intern down here this summer. She's like, Daddy, I love it. And she's, you know, she's in the club, she's on a boat on a Saturday, she's making, you know, she's down here having a good time. And I said, I don't mean this negatively if you live here. Please, like, I'm 55, I try to put nobody down in my life. I'm better than nobody, I've made enough mistakes. Like, this is not a judgment decision. But I said, Bella, there's probably more fake money here than anywhere. Like literally, like Lambo. I wouldn't want to know the payments that most of these dudes have running around here. Like, just look ridiculous to me, right? Like a real rich dude does not look at a dude in a Lambo. No offense if you have one, it's okay, I had one. But like, I don't look at you and think you're wealthy. If you drove up in a truck that was paid off, I'd probably think you were wealthier. Just so you know, right? Like, like it's just funny to me what social media has made us think as well. And but my point in telling her that was, I've just seen so many people get good in business young and they make money. I'm describing me here, okay? And then I never upgraded the important people around me in my businesses. So like my CPA when I was young, when I was making 50 grand a year, then 100, and then 300 grand a year, 400 grand a year, was just a dude that I met at 7-Eleven. I met him at 7-Eleven. He was a smart dude and a nice dude. I kept that dude as my CPA when I was making $50 million a year. That was stupid, right? The advanced tax planning strategies, the mistakes, the audits, all these other things. So I think one of the most important people in your life is your financial person. I hate to say it because I had never been sued in my life, but I never sued anybody until I was about 50 years old. You should probably have somebody that's great with you. But like, if you just give me the real answer because you said don't say sales, I just believe sales drives the world. I just believe salespeople, closers, like when I was young in business, I invested a lot of money coming to events like this. Not like this, because this is a different level, but to events. And most of the money that I invested in myself was learning to communicate and sell, persuade people. And I've used that in every single area of my life. The thing that blows my mind in this day and age is how few people are actually really good at communicating. And I, not to brag, but I'm like, usually I'll be walking out here and speaking. I'm the best in the world at that. The best in the world at walking out and doing a 1-hour message. I believe I'm the best in the world at that. I'm the best in the world at that because I have done thousands of reps. I'm also good one-on-one in a room. I'm good persuading. I'm good with, if I want to talk to my Uber driver. I'm good at lunch with my daughter. I'm good at getting out of a fight with my wife. I'm good at closing a deal. I'm good at negotiating a real estate transaction. I'm good at settling a lawsuit. I'm good at hiring people. I'm good at letting go of people. I'm good at recognizing people. I'm good at criticizing people. I'm good at coaching people. When I say I'm good at those things, those all fall under you're good at one thing, communicating with people. And social media has made most of us worse and worse and worse at this. Like the number one thing, even when I walk around the hotel, do you know how few people when they meet me actually tell me their name? Like something that basic. Like I literally ask most people, what's your name? Because we've now been standing here for a minute and a half and you have not told me anything. I don't even know your name. So most people they lack the interpersonal skills to really become successful on a large scale. I think you have to invest a lot more time in your ability to lead and communicate and persuade. And even in business, you said leadership. Leadership is communication, being able to sell your vision. Steve Jobs said, I saw Bezos use this, said this earlier when he was here, but the greatest leaders in business are evangelical about their cause and their mission. They're evangelists. They're great. When you're around them, you get this feeling, this intensity, this like, man, if I get around this person, we're going to go somewhere. Something great's going to happen to me in my life. My life's going to change. And the great leaders have an ability to sell a huge dream to people. Okay, that's number one. So you ought to ask yourself, like, of all the skills, you got to hire an accountant. How good are you at selling the dream? Like the vision. Here's where we're going. This is what it's going to look like. This is how amazing it's going to be when we get there. And here's why it matters. That's number one vision. That's the number one thing as a leader in business. How great. Negatively, I say this as a brother. Like most people aren't any good at that at all. And you go, yeah, but I have people problems. They're lazy. They don't work. You didn't sell them the dream. They're negative. You didn't sell them the dream. No, you don't get it. They show up late. You didn't sell them the dream. The economy. You didn't sell them the dream. No matter where the economy's at, somebody's winning, somebody's losing all the time. So number one, can you sell a big enough dream? Number two, can they see their dreams fitting inside the one you're selling? In other words, if we make this big dream come true as a company, does my individual dream come true? What I want to do with my life, where I want to take my family, what I want to do for my mom and dad, can we get this done together? If I only just see the company's dream, y'all with me on this, or are you bored? If I only see the company's dream coming true, and you driving the Lambo, and you showing up late, then I begin to resent you. You used to work hard when we were small. Now you show up at 10:30. A lot of you have these blind spots. You don't even realize it. They haven't bought the dream. They don't see their own dream sit aside. And then number 3 is you got to back it up with a personal example. What's your personal? You can't go, we're going to do amazing things. Rolling at 10:15. We're going to conquer the world. Hey man, I'm taking Saturday off. I'll see you guys busting on Saturday. Right? You have to back it up with your example. Right? Like I love this stuff. And then lastly, I think you have to have an enemy or an injustice you're trying to correct. What are you against? What are you against? Right? And once you know what that thing is, I'm against cancer. I'm against poverty. I'm against my community not knowing enough about financial services products. I'm against X, Y, Z. When people in your organization, when your business, like, I know where we're going, I know what it means to me. This person outworks everybody. They got a great example, and I know what we're against or what we're trying to do. Like, one of my great friends is named Lou Welsh. She founded LA Fitness Gym. She was one of my mentors, played 300 rounds of golf with Lou. I said, what was the key thing to LA Fitness? He goes, man, we wanted to cure obesity. We were sick of people not being in shape and losing their marriage because one of them got out of shape, the other wasn't attracted, or dying early from cancer. And he would get, I'm on a golf course with a 70-year-old man and he's getting pissed. And I'm like, that's why. And he goes, we were just going to build the biggest damn gym of all time. That's all we were going to do. And our people were going to get wealthy doing it. It's like, soul victory. So what Steve Jobs would call that being evangelical about your mission. And here's the kicker on it. This is the last thing. You have to repeat it till you want to puke. Over and over and over and over and over and over to where your people are like rolling their eyes at you, like, we got it, right? And because what happens is you get sick of saying the same things. You think you have to start coming up with new things to say all the time. And business is not about saying new things to old people. It's about saying old things to new people. And so when you get good at this, and this is a major skill. I don't care if you're building online, if you're building a brand. Think about the entrepreneurs that you've had up here. Okay? Pedro's really good at that. Rob's really good at that. Kevin's good at that. Right? Mayweather, even though he was quiet up here, Mayweather changed his entire identity from being Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather. He changed his whole identity. And then he communicated it over and over and over and over again. And he backed it up with a ridiculous example. He never got out of shape in between fights. Whereas other fighters eat, gain 20 pounds, party, he would never do that. And his team were the Money Mayweather brand, right? And they knew that, man, we get this thing done, man, I'm going to take care of my mom. And every once in a while, one of the guys on his team, he'd go, man, here's $1 million, retire your mom, pay off your mom's house. That's what a leader does. Same thing that Steve Jobs did. And if you look at anybody who's good, I don't even care where you're political. You could like Obama or Trump, doesn't matter. They're both good at the same stuff in different ways. Obama was an incredible orator. He could sell a dream. He was going to give everybody hope, right? Hope and change. What he was against, right? And he communicated over and over and over and over again. Trump, even if you like or don't like him, he's going to make America great again, right? You know exactly what he's against. You know exactly what he's going to do. And both those dudes, unlike most of the other presidents that have been president, busted their ass and worked crazy hours. So they set an example. So whether you like either one of them, I'm not political at all. Okay? I can just tell you, they're the same person with different values. But great leaders, you look through the list, that's what they have, in my mind.
That's crazy. Now, how important is work mentorship to you?
Well, for me, mentorship's everything, because, and that's why I do what I do. Like, you know, this is I was trying to figure out the day of the week. Today's Saturday.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday. So, like, I'm just traveling so much. And, you know, I'm coming across some tense today because this is a different conversation. I really want to help you if I can. But, you know, when I was younger, thought I knew a lot. I thought I knew everything. I was pretty smart. I thought I was a pretty smart dude. One of the things that happens as you get older is you realize you don't know much. In fact, I don't know what. That humility makes me want to learn. Ironically, I'm 55 years old. I have been blessed to be very wealthy. I do own a bunch of jets. I've owned many of the cars you would want to name. I've been able to retire. I've been very famous. I've had all these, whatever you think is cool things. But I really want to learn and be mentored and grow right now more than I ever have. I have a lot to learn because I want to give it. And I'm a product of mentorship. One of the things that's most frustrating for me when I coach, and I do one-on-one coaching, it's expensive, is that you would spend the money to be coached by me and then not be coachable at the speed of instruction. Like, do it right when I told you. You don't even need to know why. Just do what I told you. One of the things that I'm lucky for is that I played college baseball and I played a little bit after college. I'm not the biggest dude in the world, so I wasn't gifted at being 6'3" or a 4'4", 4'8". So I didn't really work hard at it. I wanted to be coached hard. Like, I wanted you to tell me, hey man, you're dropping your hands. That's why you keep rounding out to second. Or dude, widen your stance. Or shorten your stance. Right? Or you're flipping the bat, or choke down, or whatever it was. Or hey bro, that's a breaking ball. Why are you swinging a breaking ball 2-0? Get your pitch or take it. Right? I wanted to be coached hard. It's amazing to me in this day and age how few people, like, they don't want to be coached hard. I just want to get better. And by the way, I also don't care how you say it to me. Too many of you are offended too easily. And if I could say one other thing, I've been saying stuff I'd never say in public. You need to pick your mentors online, like who's legit and who's not. There's just a million people in entrepreneurship. The number one thing is ask them, like, what did you build? Why would I listen to you? Like, there's so many of them, they're like performers. And then they teach it. They're like, oh, well, I was afraid to speak, and so, you know, I just put myself out there. And, you know, you need to put yourself, I'd like to say, imagine going to somebody who goes, you know, I've always wanted to be a doctor. So well, do you have a medical degree? No. It doesn't matter. You just got to put yourself out there. You just got to start practicing your medicine and post 6 videos a day on how you practice your medicine, and then you'll build your brand, and then you can build a funnel, and then other people they'll be inspired by the fact that, look at her go, girl, she's practicing medicine. You're not a fucking doctor. It's like this whole space is riddled with these people. I'm like, how the hell? The reason you're afraid to be a speaker is you shouldn't be one. Any more than I should be a doctor. Go be successful. Go learn some lessons, then go be famous if you want to. But this whole thing's like, I don't know who to listen to. I do. There's only like 5 of us that are really rich. For real. And I know who the other 3 or 4 are. That's about it. That's why I'm not on social media. I posted in 2 years, like, well, he's had health issues. No, I got sick of being in this group. It's like, I don't think there's anything with it. It's just like, it's true. It's such a weird place. Like, there's this video where they edited it and I'm time manipulating.
Oh.
And I said cavemen lived 300 years ago. Like, it's become this place where, like, you hate on, dude, I long ago was wealthy. I was wealthy before I made any video ever. Okay, and I don't say that to brag. I just think it's like pick a mentor that's actually done something, do exactly what they're telling you to do. Don't think through it too much. You're probably going to be pretty successful. Well, I was thinking that most of my mentors were pre-social media, so I knew who they were. I saw that's where they lived, right? I never judged it on what they drove. If they lived somewhere and did a title search, do they rent this place or do they? How much do they own on it? Like, who's really wealthy? I know this is probably, maybe this is too heavy for it's like many of you are looking around like you're very young. And I was young at an event. Now I'm the old one at the event. And I want you to win so badly. And most of you you'll spend your you're trying so hard. And God bless you, I relate so much, I admire you so much. what you're attempting to do with your lives, or even some of you in here that are already very successful, they're like, no, but I want to go to another level. I'm humble enough to seek a mentor, to go still find coaching. So God bless you for that. I'm intense about, man, I don't want anyone to derail you. You know, you deserve to win. Your mom and dad deserve to be proud of you. Your children deserve to look up to you. And entrepreneurship is such a great place to do it because although I really respect Floyd Mayweather and Jorge, they're both, by the way, they're both entrepreneurs as well. I really respect them. But like you're not going to get rich at home. You're going to get rich because probably what you do changed someone else's life. Like being an entrepreneur is the greatest thing in the world because we can't become successful if other people's lives don't change. And so there's a lot on the line here. And I really believe entrepreneurs are going to save the world or not. It's not going to be a political party. It's this weird time we live in where everyone looks to these people that are elected. They're not going to do anything good or bad for you. You are, for your own family, free enterprise, capitalism, winning for your family. And I'm not putting anybody down. I actually do think people that have never built something can help you. I just don't think to the same extent as someone who's built something. Like people always go, hey, if I'm going to the gym, I'm only going to get trained by a fit trainer. Well, that's cool. But there are trainers that aren't fit that could still help you. Just I'm not. I'm just saying, at least one of them that's mentoring you should have actually done something significant. Wouldn't you agree with that? Yes?
Great stuff. Good stuff, huh?
Top of the line.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a very business-savvy question
I probably can't answer it, but business. I enjoy the art of the deal. I enjoy the negotiation. I enjoy beautiful property. I enjoy that. But I want to be really clear, like, I've also lost money in real estate. I lost money the last couple of years in real estate. One deal, and I wrote a check last week that ended up being about a $10 million loss. I got kind of scammed or something, but I didn't pay enough attention to. Yeah, it was not a good
So when you
buyer.
lost the $10 million, what was going through your head when you lost the $10 million?
What was my head?
Yeah, where was your headspace at?
I wanted to kill the dude who took me. No. The head was this. Candidly, that was my first reaction. It's like, man, but this is so much easier to say at this stage of my life than maybe 20 years ago. But in all honesty, like, this has taught me a huge lesson. Like a huge lesson. And the truth of the matter is, I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't have my attorney review the paperwork like I should have. This is stuff that I don't want to bore you guys with. But what I did was like, one of the things I've always tried to, like on my podcast, I've interviewed a lot of people. I would recommend you listen to my podcast. I think it's the best. Thank you. I worked really hard at it. I really enjoy doing it. But one of the things, like the people that I have met and become my friends or whatever, that I go, whatever success means to you, we should define that more clearly too. But most of them have an identity that we all adopt or have adapted to, rather. And that is that we're learners. I'm a learner. So, and I don't mean this like there's no losses as long as you learn something. No, I lost $10 million. Trust me, like, when I go to the bank, I'm like, well, look, I learned something, so give me the $10 million back. They're like, no, you still lose the $10 million, it turns out. But I've learned a lot. I'm a learner. The guy who picked me up at the airport that drove me over here, I won't get into all of it, but I learned something from this guy. I learned a little bit in how you prep for the event. So in this circumstance where I got taken advantage of and allowed myself to, I learned a little bit. Like, I won't make that mistake again. The mistakes I made on this particular deal, I will not make again. So in that sense, it's been growth for me, right? But I love real estate because I do believe you have some measure of control. I also was able to leverage large amounts of money for little bits of cash, which I like. But I also, in this day and age with where rates are and stuff, I love what you're talking about, which is acquiring a business or investing in a business or growing a business, because I think there's so many businesses right now that could be scaled with the right capital or the right strategy or the right mentorship. And so there's way more tracks now. That's what's so great about the digital age. Like, I wouldn't have known whose businesses were available for sale 10 years ago or where I could go invest money. And so I think the world's great today, but I've made, really good income. built a brand, and Forbes magazine named me the fastest growing businessman ever on social media. Like in 8 years, I didn't know. Like one thing that is unique for me is like, it shocks people when they find this out, but like, I went from 0 to 3 million followers and never ran an ad. I didn't have a Facebook account to run an ad. So I didn't even know what it was. Like it was just viral content. Whereas my peers, they run hundreds of millions of ads for their growth conferences or their product or their service or their whatever, which is great. Nothing wrong with that at all. I just never ran an ad. So I went from this, no one knew who I was, to 3 million people on Instagram and a podcast that was top 10 in the world with no advertising. Like not $1 spent on ad spend. And so I really believe building a brand has led me, I mean, my gosh, what I've made with my brand, I have no idea. It's sitting here, right? So my brand has been a significant revenue generator and all the things that come with, you know, building a brand. And I still believe there's enough, I call it real estate, to grab, to still build a brand if you're small now. I do believe that. I really, truly believe that there's still space for people to grow. Like it's not old. Like I got online 10 years after Gary Vee was online, 8 years after Grant Cardone was online, right? So why couldn't you get going 10 years after me, right? There's certainly space to do it. Jen Gottlieb, who spoke at your event, I don't think anybody knew who Jen was 3 years ago. And now people are starting to get to know who she is.
100%, yeah. So let's talk about partnerships.
Talk about it.
Partnerships.
Okay.
So throughout my fair share, my first deal, when I had the Genesis when I was 20 years old, I had an opportunity to do 50% partnership. That taught me a lot. It actually kind of shaped me of who I am today, and along the steps I've learned a lot. My partnership lasted me for about 2 years. We you know, he was like a big brother to me, and we just kind of. Ever since then, I never do a 50-50 deal. Very, very selective who I do business with. Are you able to share some stories about your ups and downs of good partnerships and bad partnership deals?
Yeah, I have one great partnership. It's with me and Andy Frisella.
Yeah.
So Andy Frisella, if you guys know Andy, 75R, the first one. Andy's my business partner, and we have a coaching program together called Arte. To be honest with you, we've had that program together 8 years. We don't have a written contract. We have a handshake. He handles all the money. He sends me some of the money when we disperse it. We have a really trust-based relationship. I'm not big on them though, because I've just seen so many of my friends, they end up not working out. And so I'm with you on that 50-50 idea. I think the only ways my partnerships have worked out is where at least one of us didn't need the other. But we didn't need the other one. But when you both need it, it just ends up at some point, in my opinion, like usually going south one way or the other. Having said that, if I had a business right now, I'd be looking for the right partner. But they would either have to bring capital or access to other people, and I'd be very careful about who that is. The greatest way to, like, probably the most important decision you could make in your life is probably who you marry. It's a partnership, right? Like, and you know, probably the second most important decision you'll ever make is who you partner with in business, because it's going to make or break you. And for me, not to be very preachy, but like, I have a quick business partner. And not only preachy with you, but like, I would not want to leave here and not. He says, my business partner is Jesus Christ. He was very proud of me for dropping an F-bomb 15 minutes ago. But, by the way, whatever your religion is, I admire it, or lack thereof. I'm not trying to convert you today. But I really get most of my discernment and my judgment, and when I'm going through a difficult time, like this thing where I lost the money, or like having a heart attack, it's really cool just to stand it to me. Say, I'm going to work all day long, Lord, when the day's over. I just need you to have this. There's this great story of, I just want to say this to y'all, because you're going to go through seasons of your life. When the flight's over, everyone assumes he's flying low, and people on the plane are like, my gosh, how come you stay so calm throughout the flight? Like, I thought we were going to go down. The adults are staring at this little boy was completely calm. And he goes, oh, that's easy. My daddy's a pilot. And in my life, I'm a father who's a pilot. So when I go through turbulent times, I don't get too crazy anymore. I know he's in charge. I know he's going to get me through this. Here's the other thing. All the great things in my life have come through pain. I really only have, of all the cool things that have happened to me, since I sort of bragged earlier about I'm the best in the world, you have two extraordinary talents. And I've reached hundreds of millions of people with them, and I've made hundreds of millions of dollars with them. And here's the two talents. I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll tell you where they come from. What they are is, one, I love people and connect with people really deeply in an unusual way. Like if you were my Uber driver. Or if you meet me, it'll be it's not like a blow-off. What's your name? If God's going to give me the gift of 10 seconds to take a picture of you, I would like to at least feel your spirit for a second. So if you're my flight attendant, or an Uber driver, or a server in a restaurant, or you're a leader of a country that I coach, you're human. You're one of God's children. One is not more special than the other, for sure. And so I connect with people. I think that's what makes my show good. And I love them. The second thing I'm pretty good at is communicating and making people feel things when I speak. Where they come from is pain. When I was a little boy, my dad was a drug addict and an alcoholic. Most of you know this, but not all of you. When I had 3 little sisters and my mom, when my dad would leave to go on his drinking binges, and I'm not kidding you, when I'm 4 years old, my dad goes, look, you're the man of the house while I'm gone. You protect your mom and your sisters if any bad guys show up here. Like drug dealers. We lived on welfare in Weymouth, Massachusetts when I was a little boy. Now, what I didn't know is who do you think I had to protect them from? Who was the bad guy? Who do you think? Yeah. So when he would come home from his drinking binges, I would run to the front door, and my dad would come through the front door. I would immediately start connecting and reading my dad, being fully present. 4. This is tie. I smell alcohol. How's he walking? What's his facial expressions? And I'm reading my dad. And I'm loving him because he's my dad. And if he's drinking, I say, Mama, take Andrea and meet me and Erica. You guys go upstairs. No, I'm going to go upstairs. And I'd be left down there with this man. And so the second thing would have to happen, I would start talking. Change my dad's state. In fact, I got so good at it, by the time I was 9 years old, I knew whether my dad had been drinking by the sound the key made in the lock before he came through the door. I became that hyper connected and aware of people. And then I would start talking. If I talked well enough, my dad would stay away from the liquor cabinet, and my mom and sisters could come downstairs. If I didn't talk so well that night and change his state, he didn't want to know what happened. What I didn't know was God was saying to me during those times, little boy, if you can survive this temporary pain, on the other side of it, I'm going to give you a gift. And that's a gift you'll use the rest of your life to help other people. But you got to survive the temporary pain. In your life, all pain is temporary. But you got to be looking for the gift. On the other side of it, there's a gift. It's a talent, a relationship, a connection, a thought, an emotion. But there's a gift waiting for you if you will look for it. Most people don't look for the gift and they just get the pain. And they don't learn. So this $10 million loss, it sucks. But I got a gift out of it. I got a gift. I know what it is. I'm not going to share it now. But I got a gift out of it. My gift, the 2 things I'm any good at in the entire world. Without my dad being a drug addict and alcoholic, check this out. You don't know me. Because of that pain, I got these 2 talents. As a very mediocre, untalented man. I'm not talented. I'm not smart. I don't have any of that stuff. I had a drug addict dad. That's the gift of my life. And I got that skill from it. And I'll give you one more little tip out of this. My dad got sober when I was 15. Okay? When I was 15, he never drank again the rest of his life. I said, when he got sober, I said, Dad, are you ever going to drink again? He goes, Eddie, I can't promise you that. I'll promise you this. I won't drink for 1 more day at a time. I do not believe you win with long-term business. I believe you win 1 day at a time. You're thinking about quitting your business, don't quit for 1 more day. You think about leaving your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend, don't do it for 1 more day. You think about giving in, don't do it for 1 more day. Because those 1 days, that's where I got the power of 1 more from, if you've read my book. That's why I do 1 more rep in the gym, 1 more phone call. We'll go 1 minute long today or 1 session long. It'll always be more, because when you stack up the 1 mores of your life, you end up winning. Check this out. My dad dies 3 years ago. Terrible time. I wake up in the middle of the night, about a year later, crying to my wife, who's not ever really seen me cry. And it's the middle of the night, so it's foggy. I'm like, babe, someone help Daddy. She's like, honey, you're not making any sense. What are you doing? I said, someone help Daddy. She's like, Eddie, what do you... I said, someone helped my dad get sober. I've never thought about this before. Some other human is the reason my family got free. Not just my dad deciding not to drink. Some other human being intervened with my dad and helped him change his life. And I don't know who this person is. And I don't even know where it happened. Was it in an alley, a bar? Because guess what? That night, my dad was going to kill himself. He wrote a suicide letter. I remember the cops were looking for my dad. So some person saved my dad's life. I said, I got to find out who this person is. She's like, oh my God, I never thought about it. I said, nothing great ever happens alone. You always have a mentor. So I found the dude. By the way, God has a hilarious sense of humor. My name is Ed, not a cool name. My dad's name, Ed, still not cool. My grandfather, Ed, so I'm Edward III. I stopped that with my son. You know what the dude's name was that helped my dad get sober? Ed. It gets better. I want you, this is going to change your life. Forget everything I said except this right here. You ready? Okay? This man changed my entire life, and I never met him. Never met him. He didn't know who I was. He had long ago moved on with his life. Wouldn't you change one person's life like that? The ripple effect is unknown to you. He had no idea that this drunk dude he saved in a bar that night, I'd be his son. And then 40 years later, I'd be on some stage sharing a story with you. He also didn't know that man's son would reach millions of people. He just helped one person. Here's what's crazy. What qualified this guy to help my dad? What were his qualifications? It's interesting, right? Because we think we're not qualified to do anything big. You're disqualified because you're not that smart. You're disqualified because you come from the wrong side of the tracks. You're disqualified because you're not in a favored skin class in the country. You're disqualified because of your gender. You're disqualified because of your sin. You're disqualified because of a mistake you've made. Or maybe that's not why you're disqualified. You're just disqualified because you've always been average. And so you're just always going to be invisible and average. You've always been, and you're probably always going to be. You're disqualified. So what qualified this dude to help my dad? Was he did he have a degree in alcohol rehab, do you think? Or drug rehab? No. You think he had a PhD? Think he had a perfect resume or a perfect life? Yes or no? What do you think? You ready? What qualified him? Here we go. Life change. He was a drug addict. He was a drunk. He was a liar. He had lived in the shadows. He carried shame. You want to know why he was qualified to help my dad? Because in life, you're most qualified to help the person you used to be. You used to be. In fact, he was only sober 31 days himself. So you don't have to know everything to help people or to win. But God wants to use you, and if you don't believe in God, the universe and vibrational frequency wants you to increase your frequency so that you can help people with your business. And you're immensely qualified to do it. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have never sinned. You don't have to have never made any mistakes. You could have been completely average all of your life, because I was average before that. But I'm qualified because I've been so screwed up in my life, there's a large pool of people I'm qualified to help that I used to be. I used to be insecure. I used to be shy. I used to be introverted. I'm actually still all those things. I've made a bunch of mistakes. Right? I know what it's like to lie. I know what it's like to lose. And so if that business you have, you used to not have any hope, and now you've got hope, you can help people who don't have hope. You used to not know about money, now you know about money, you can help people who don't know about money. You understand you're most qualified in your life to help the people that you used to be. You want to think, who did you really used to be? Or who are you now you no longer want to be? And if you would freaking change and grow out of it, imagine the difference you would make in the world if you did. Work on Saturdays now. That's why I'm actually here. Right? I'm missing my island tonight. I'm missing my wife tonight. I'm missing my family tonight. I did lunch with because I believe there's someone in here that I used to be. In fact, I know there is. And you're qualified to do it. And maybe that doesn't seem very technical in business, but if you don't at least believe that, you're just not going to get it done in business. But when you start having, by the way, then the people around you in your company understand this stuff, we're going to have all these damn people that used to be like us. These people that didn't know about X, Y, Z, didn't understand this, don't have access to that. We need to, man, when you start to build a movement like that, business becomes fun. And then, yeah, get a good CPA, get a good accountant, get a good controller, have a good lawyer, scale, have the right funnel. I get all that stuff, right? That is not what will separate you in business. Businesses win with their heart, not their head. They win with leaders. Leaders with vision who help people with dreams. You exist to help human beings with their dreams. That's what you exist for. You've chosen your business as the vehicle to deliver on that. And if it doesn't juice you like that, you're in the wrong business. I don't care how much money you can make. If you don't get up every day going, man, I can change someone's life today, why do it? You're going to be dead anyway. I've made hundreds of millions of dollars. Here's what I can tell you. It is not what you think it is. It's awesome. If you could fly private, you should fly private. If you could drive a Lambo over a Volkswagen, it's better. If you could go eat at the best steakhouse over Burger King, it's better. But at the end of the day, that's not what will fulfill you. What fulfills you is going, man, I'm expanding, I'm growing, I made a difference in someone's life. I matter. Actually, can I show a video clip? Let me show you what I think entrepreneurship comes down to, honestly. We're gonna play that clip. This is my favorite clip of any movie ever. I want you to think about this just for a second, okay? When you watch the clip. I want you to listen to the words Matt Damon listens to from Tom Hanks on the battlefield. Just listen to what he says to him. And then it's going to switch to whether it's a cemetery. I want you to, this old man that's there, I want you to listen closely to what he asks and who he asks. Just let this affect you. You guys play that clip? Go ahead. applause. Why do I show you that? I want to just say this to you for two reasons. I don't know, I cry every time I see it. I've seen it a billion times. When this whole thing's over someday, it's going to come down to that group of people in your life, your family. Sylvester Stallone became a mentor of mine when I was really young. One of my biggest mentors in my life, and I love him dearly. And Sly told me, I won't do his voice, but he's like, when you're in your 40s, and he said, till you're about 40, 50, man, you accumulate things in your life. People, stuff. And he goes, and then somewhere around that age, you start losing things and discarding them. And the older you get, when you get to the end of it, it'll be about your family. And maybe a couple friends who are chosen family. The end of this whole run, you as a businesswoman or a businessman, what you want to really be able to do is say, I'm a good man. I'm a good woman. I've lived a good life. I help people. The second part of that video that matters even more is earning this. Just for a second, give yourself this gift. Who are you earning it for? Like who? Is it a relative who believed in you when you were a little girl or a little boy that's passed away? Is it grandma, grandpa, an auntie, an uncle, your mom, and your dad? When you were little, they would look at you and you felt special. They're probably the only person who's ever looked at you that way. And if you closed your eyes and pictured their face, it would make you emotional. Now here's the first thing you should know about them. They were right about you. And maybe no one has said this since, but you were born to do something great with your life. Let that hit you. You were born to do something great with your life. Maybe it's not. Maybe that never happened. Maybe you want to earn it for your mom or your dad who sacrificed everything. They went completely without just so you could eat or have clothes. My mother, when I started in business, had the same clothes in her closet that she had when I was born. She never bought new clothes for herself. She never got anything for Christmas. She gave everything to our family. I need to earn this for my mom. I need to earn this for my papa, my dad's dad, who was the one when I was a little boy. You're going to do something great with your life, Eddie. I know it. Maybe it's your children you need to earn it for. Maybe it's your husband or your wife. Maybe it's an ancestor of yours who went through. Earn it for them. But you show me a human being who knows who and what they're earning it for, and it's emotional, and it's deep, and it's there, and they hold on to it, I will show you somebody who eventually figures out how to win in their life. You can have enough big reasons, and those reasons are usually your dreams or other people. And for me, my dad's gone, I'm going to honor him every day I got it. I didn't feel like doing this today, doesn't matter. Right? Doesn't matter. I'm going to honor Papa. By the way, and then also, who are you going to help? See, getting to heaven, you can't earn your way into heaven. It's already done, as long as you accept it. But you do earn the line of people who are waiting there to thank you for your life. If you died right now today, how long would the line be of people thanking you for what you did with your life? And if you died right now, are you satisfied with how long that line is? Or is there a part of you that goes, no, the line could be longer. There should be more people there thanking me for living, for the difference I made, for earning it for them. Now, this may seem heavy, but these are the things I think about all the time. And I've been thinking about these things since I was about 25 years old. I want to be great. I want to do something great with my life. I don't want to be average and ordinary, and neither do you. And this is not a motivational talk. We're not in that sense. I have never wanted to be average. God didn't make me average. Maybe the rest of the world thought I was, but I wasn't born to just exist and die, and no one knew I was here. No other people's lives changed. And by the way, neither were you. Neither were you. You're supposed to do something great with your life. And just the fact, see, in every family, you maybe seen these things on social, but hear it live. I used to look at, when I was a little kid, I would see these happy, my house, yelling, hitting, None of my friends would come over my house because they were afraid of my dad, justifiably. Any of you come from any dysfunction in your family, anything, divorce, drugs, whatever. Okay, cool, I got some friends. I would see these happy families. I remember the Dial family lived like 8 doors down. Their mom and dad like hugged each other, held hands. I was like, who are these people? There's no yelling in their house, right? And then I remember we would go to the beach. My family never took a vacation my entire life. But we would go to the beach and load up like a styrofoam cooler with bow up in it and hot dogs. And we would sit at the beach. My dad would drink, and I said, Dad, who are these people that own these beach houses? Excuse my language, but I'd be like, I have no fucking idea who these people are. I never met any of them. And I used to wonder, who are these happy people? Who are these rich people? Even these faith-based families, who are these Christian, who are these people? And you know what I figured out? When you see a rich family or a happy family, it's somewhere back in their lineage. They weren't. They weren't. And you know what happens in every one of those families? The one shows up. The power of one more, there's one more person in every family that changes that damn family forever. And it shifts its bloodline. It shifts who they are. It shifts their culture. It shifts how good they are. It shifts the difference they make in the world. My niece and nephew, my kids, my niece and nephew, they don't have any of that stuff. They're good people. They make a difference. They want to make, they got some confidence about it. They got some swagger about it. I'm the one in my family. I'm the one who got up early. I'm the one who people screwed over. I'm the one who people talk shit about. I'm the one who worked crazy damn hours. I'm the one who took all the risks. I'm the one who went to the events. I'm the one who got the mentor. I'm the one who did all the damn work. When everyone talked bad about me. And you know what? That's why I'm the one. And now the world doesn't have their thumb on the Myletts anymore. That we call the damn shots now. We're shot college. The world doesn't dictate me all of it. Part of me that wants to earn that so bad. It doesn't have to be loud and intense like I'm being. In fact, it's not. I'm not a loud person if you get me. I'm very quiet one-on-one. But man, I get to an event like this, and there was a moment, and I just shifted. That's it. That's it. I'm planting my damn flag. I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep growing. This is just a matter of freaking time. Not when, not if, rather, when. And if you can get to that point in your life, let me tell you something, man. Here's why it matters, and then I'll shut up. Your team, I know you're worried about my flight. I'll make it. Let me just say one thing. Check this out. I've had loss lately. You guys give me a picture. Put my dad up on the screen real quick. Just I want to show you guys one thing really quick. That's my dad. By the way, that's the guy in the video. That's my dad. So I'm not a crazy resemblance. But my dad in the video. Click again. Click. I'm going to do this quick, guys. Click. Can you click? All right. That's me as a little boy with my dad. Go ahead. Click. Click. That's the great papa. The one who believed in me. That's who I earned it for. World War II, stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day. Didn't graduate the 4th grade because my grandfather's father drowned in a gutter drunk in Boston. That's where I come from. Guys who drown in gutters drunk. Now here we are. You're the one in the house. Go ahead, that's me and my dad golfing. I just want to tell you one thing. My favorite damn thing to do in the world was to golf with my dad. We didn't agree on almost anything. Neither one of us are good golfers. It was 5 hours with my best friend in the world. My best friend. I don't think you can change your life. I know you can because I watched this dude do it. He was a bad dude my first 15 years. He became the most kind, gentle, generous man I've ever met. Quick, guys, just really quick. That's my dad when he got cancer. Go ahead, quick. That's my dad in the hospital. This day, my dad was in the hospital. He had cancer for 8 years. When my dad first got cancer, he goes, hey, I'm going to fight this thing once, but I'm not getting all wrinkled and shriveling up. That's not what happened. My dad fought it for 8 years. Chemo, surgery, proton therapy, radiation, surgery, chemo, experimental chemo, surgery. To end up there. During COVID, they wouldn't let us go hug him. We couldn't touch him. My dad was up there in the hospital. This day, my dad called me. He goes, hey, what you doing? I taught my dad all these visualization techniques. See how he's dressed in a golf outfit and all those pictures? My dad did golf with me for 5 hours every day during chemo. Shot by shot, every day for 8 years. Played golf with me, even though he never could pick up a club again. This day called, "Hey, what are you doing, kiddo?" I said, "Hey, I'm in the parking lot, writing a chapter of the book." I was at Pomona Valley Hospital, Pomona, California. I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Just playing golf with my best friend." I said, "Good." He goes, "Yeah, I shot 67. I'm like, "Good, Dad, that's awesome." He goes, "Yeah." I go, "What?" He goes, "You played like shit." I go, "Shut up." He goes, "Hey, my lunch is here, I gotta go. Just want you to hear this last." An hour later, the phone rings. It's my dad. "Hey, kiddo, what you doing?" I said, "I'm still down here." "What are you doing?" "I'm not doing so good." I said, "What?" "I'm not feeling good, kiddo." I said, "Okay. I want to go home." "What?" "Take me home. Me and Dad was gone. Get your sisters and go." I said, "What are you talking about, Dad? You get a steroid shot and go around?" I'll never, the rest of my life, forget this. One more. He goes, "Listen to me. I have one more day. I wanted to be home. Alone. You guys. Please." And my heart sank. I called his doctor. I go, "Doc, Dad's talking crazy." He goes, "Eddie, get an ambulance and take your dad." They know. I said, "Who the hell is they?" He goes, "Ed, someone's going to die. Take your father home." Click. You click. That's 3 hours later. That's my dad coming home one more time. Someday you're going to come home one more time. Who do you want to be in that moment? What do you want to experience? What memories? What emotions? How have you lived your life? By the way, that's my mom, watching her husband of 50 years come home one more time. That man or woman you love, they will see you come home one more time. Or you will see them come home one time. Who do you want to be in that moment? Because from that first picture you saw of me as a little boy with him, all the way to here, it was like this. Like a flicker, we were on the golf course. Like a flicker, I was a little boy. Like a flicker, we were in those tuxedos. Like a flicker, we were in the damn kitchen. Right to that moment. One more day. Who do you want to be in that moment? I know, you're not going to die. Everybody else is, right? My sister gave birth to identical twin babies 4 weeks ago. She carried them full term. Cassius and Justice. An hour after they were born, Cassius's heart stopped beating. Doctors tried to resuscitate him for 2 hours. He passed away. My sister held her baby for 8 hours, dead in her arms. Cassius got an hour of life, but you're going to have forever. Maybe you ought to get around to that one more day thought now and get in a hurry, because it's coming faster than you think, isn't it? Now watch this, click. This is my dad with one more hour. Who do you want to be when there's one more hour left in your life? Because there will be someday. The great news is the decisions you make at this event, the business you have, it's all still in front of you. And you can do it. You're immensely qualified to make your dreams come true. You were born to do something great with your life, and you're qualified to help the people you used to be. About an hour after this, my dad took one more breath, and he was gone. I miss him. I wish I were here with him today, so he could help us with my sister, who's miserable after losing her baby. When I had my heart attack, I thought I'd call my dad. Today went really well. On a normal day, I'd get off stage, I'd get in the car, my dad would call me. How'd it go? How'd it go? What did he ask you? It was the crowd night. I'll never talk to him again until I get to heaven. But I can earn it for him now. So this may be heavy, but I want you thinking about your one more day as it comes soon. And the great people in life live for that day. They live for that moment where they can have people around them, they celebrate the memories, the emotions, the life. And it's not too late for you. By the way, if you're sideways with somebody in your family, you're not getting along, freaking fix it. Just squash it. Just fix it. Okay? I show you all this to tell you that I believe that's what entrepreneurship is. It's getting in people's hearts. It's doing it for reasons that are deeper. Let everybody else just kind of execute on the surface. Okay? But you come to work with a passion and a heart and a desire and a fire inside of you for your own life, for the lives of other people. And just remember this. It takes leaders with vision to help people with dreams. You're a leader. You're a leader more than you know. You're a leader if you care. You're a leader if you believe in people. And one thing I have in my life is I have a burning desire that when that one more day comes, I will have maxed it out. And I don't say that with any pun in mind at all. I want to leave it all out here. I want to be honest. I want to get better. I want to grow. I want to contribute. I want to have happiness in my life. I want to have nice things as well. But more than anything is I want my life to have mattered and to have counted. And I want to earn it. And most of all, in my case, I want to earn it for God, even though I can't. But when I get there, I want him to go, hey man, well done. Good and faithful servant. You're all screwed up. Well done. This is going to sound corny to y'all, but I have this hallucination about heaven when you get there. The way it's supposed to work, you know, whatever. But I get my hallucination. I think when you get there, God introduces you to the person you could have been. I think when he gets there, he goes, hey, good job. Yeah, you're in. By the way, let me introduce you to the man or the woman I made you to be. This one right here. And when I get there, I want to be going, hey dude, I've been chasing you all my damn life. I've been after you. And I want the me that I was meant to be to go, hey man, I saw it. Man, you fell down that one time. You totally screwed that one up. Hey, good job on that stupid Walgreens you bought when you lost the $10 million. That was smart. By the way, that mean thing you did, that stupid thing you did, that lie you told, man, I thought you were toast, but you kept getting up. You kept getting up. You kept getting up, man, and you got here. You did it. You maxed out your life. We're identical twins. To me, that's heaven. Heaven is you get there, you go, we're twins. I became who I was capable of becoming. There's another version of it. You have to clap for that. There's another version of it. There's another version. You get there and you go, yeah, I was chasing you. And the ultimate you goes, I saw that, man. You got up that one time. You got up there, screw up over there, but you got up. But then you didn't. What happened? Why'd you quit? Why'd you quit trying at least? Why'd you just give in? Why'd you start making excuses? Why'd you start blaming everybody? Well, you don't understand my dad, my mom, this. It doesn't matter. That was all part of the plan. He put that there so that you can become this. Honestly, what happened? And if you don't get there, I think it's hell. I think you live forever. Oh my God, you gave me this life, and I missed it. And if that happens, that's hell. And if we ask you, well, what happened? Why didn't you do it? Do you know what I think the answer will be? Do you know what I think the answer will be for everyone who doesn't make it? Truthfully, because it'll be the one for me. I'm going to tell you what my answer will be if I don't make it. I was scared. I was scared. I was afraid I was not enough. I was afraid I just didn't have it. I was afraid I was fooling everybody. I was afraid these mistakes I made. I was afraid what these people told me was true about me. I was afraid I'd just come from a family of failures. I was afraid. I lived my life scared. And the whole time I had God's favor. The whole time I could have done this. And I lived afraid. And I think that's hell. And so I think if you could drop this whole fear thing and you've got enough reasons to earn it, when you get there, you'll be identical twins. And that's a form of heaven. That when the lights do click out for that time, you go, gave it everything, Lord. Or even if you don't believe in God, I just gave it everything to me. Me. I did everything. I made it better. My family's better. And you know what? You're going to want to say to him, one more breath left. You'll be like, tell me I'm a good man. Tell me I'm a good woman. Tell me I've lived a good life. Just tell me I've lived a good life. That's what you're going to want to hear in that moment. I can guarantee you. By the way, how do you know you're the one? Here's how you know you're the one. You know you're the one who felt any emotion when I was talking today. If you felt emotion today when I was talking, you're the one. That's the Spirit telling you